did this when he had taken his life. So we had to get rid of everything. So I was starting from scratch again. And then this tech company I just partnered with, they saw what I was doing and everything I had and all the relationships. So they kind of helped me get everything back. So
yeah,
now I'm back here, you know.
Turn my phone off.
That's where I'm at. So yeah, so we're here. And then once we get the gym open,
then you're over there.
We're back again, and we'll have all the fighters back like I used to have. Like I had everybody there. Vargas is, David Benavidez, they're all training at the gym. So
really,
yeah, I can't wait to get them back.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They mentioned that to us. We went and watched them spar last time we were out here, and they were talking about how they're. I thought it was just their gym, but I didn't realize. Are you guys all working together?
Yeah. So this next gym, it'll be a Fight Stars Media Center, home of Vargas Boxing. They're like family.
Yeah.
So they were training at my gym like non-stop, and then after it happened, Fernando was just like, "Why don't we just get our own gym, Vato?" And I was like, "All right, cool. Like, let's do it." So that's kind of what I'm working on. So we're in like Series A of investing and getting everything together, and once we get the money together, then we're gonna do that. So. Yeah, so just like we'll slowly building it up, you know. So.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, ready to rock.
Ready to rock.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fight Stars podcast. I'm your host, Madison, fresh off the plane. And I don't know if you guys normally do this because usually you guys are doing the interviews, but we got Priest and Phenix Rivera in the house from the Burn Factory podcast. What's going on, guys?
What's up? Thanks for having us.
I'm big fans of you guys because you guys kind of like hit the scene and just started flying, you know, with everything you're doing. And what's cool about your podcast is you have such like a niche like message, you know, about, you know, what a burn moment is. And I think when you have guests come in and you could start with that and talk to them, it really opens up and like allows them to really like show who they are, you know. So I just wanted to open up the show with that and say thank you guys for coming. Yeah. I know you guys just came in and like right off the plane, you know, you came right here, so it's so cool. But you know, for the people that don't know, what is a burn moment?
Take this one.
So the whole idea of a podcast, we were like, man, we want to do one, but like, what's going to make it stand out? Because there's millions of podcasts out there. Like, what's going to make you different? And my dad, being a marketing guy, he's like, you need a story. You need something different about you. And we started brainstorming, like, what could be different? My dad's like, well, use his story. And for a lot of people that don't know out there, he was actually burned in a school science experiment by his teacher. And so they were doing an experiment, wasn't really working. Teacher had a little flame going, and then she took the rubbing alcohol next to her, dumped it on, and it exploded in his face.
And you never dump rubbing alcohol into a flame because it can burst.
What a science teacher.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And
my gosh.
And the worst part was she was actually a volunteer.
Oh.
So at this school, you had like something called Wheel, and you did like a music class for like 30 minutes, and science, and then PE.
Yeah.
But all those teachers were all volunteers. So she wasn't even
certified.
Certified.
And how old were you when that happened?
I was 13.
And how old are you now?
17.
So it's about
it was June of 2019.
So 4 years?
Yep.
What a crazy recovery you have, bro.
I
wouldn't even really know, you know, like I only know because I've
Appreciate
seen the pictures, but like I would never know otherwise, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so it's actually kind of crazy. So I was in the ICU for a week and should have stayed longer.
Yeah.
But I had to fight to get out of the hospital, and kind of like that was my burn moment.
Yeah.
And he kind of touched on it, but burn moment's basically like a super hard time in your life that you just need to fight that gets you to where you're at today. So anyways, my burn moment was I was a competitive golfer, and I am still, and I actually had my dad go get my putter, and I put 3 balls into a glass jar, and slowly but surely it started putting a smile on my face, and I was like, that's my burn moment.
Yeah.
So kind of that's how the burn moment idea came around. But anyways, fast forward, my 7th surgery was super cutting edge, and they actually took pure silver and amniotic fluid and put it on my face and wrapped me up and said, don't let the sun hit it for 2 weeks.
And
so
that's what helped?
That's what helped. So
that's amazing. So do you think because you were such a competitive golfer and into sports, you think that really helped you get through?
Oh, yeah. Sports in general help a lot.
And that's kind of like why you guys got into like the sports side with the podcast and all that, just because you guys are fans.
Yes.
Because I know you've been interviewing fighters, but I also saw like you did Michael Vick too. That was so cool. He's one of my favorites. You know, like that was cool to see. So it's like you guys really got something going, and it really does bring out like these fighters to really express, these athletes to really express themselves and really like open up, because that's tough in an interview and in a podcast, is to like get these people to talk and really like show another side that maybe other people can't get out of them, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think fortunately we're young enough and they can see, man, he almost lost his life.
Yeah.
Like, I can relate, whether it's depression or anxiety or a loss of a family member. Like, everyone goes through burn moments, even small ones, every day that you just have to fight to get through. And we feel like everyone has burn moments, and we're just here trying to find them and trying to show that like it's okay to have them, but you just got to get through them.
Yeah. Oh man, like it gives me like chills right now thinking about it, because it's like so tough, and like you're so young, man, you know, and to like go through that, and like you're smiling right here, fine, like you guys are in Vegas, you're gonna go to the fight, and like it's so cool to see, and it's like that type of recovery is very inspiring, and just to see that from you, I think it's so cool.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Living life.
So you guys are here for the fight, right?
Yes,
we are.
Here.
We're here.
Supporting our boy Emmy.
Yeah.
5-0, baby.
5-0. Yeah. I
it.
just saw his press conference, and oh my God, best dressed standing up there. I love to see it. Yeah, he's one of my favorites, so I'm excited.
He's always got the best suits going on.
Did I not say that?
You just said that on the plane.
I said it literally on the plane. I was looking on Instagram, and I was like, dang, my boy Emmy's looking clean.
Always. Yeah, he's always dressed to impress, and like it's something for me, like, you know, like our platform is to help fighters like monetize and really showcase themselves, because they just know how to fight sometimes, you know. And he's like always my example of like, show, you know, dress to impress, show up, show out, show who you are, and really make something of it. I'm not a fan of the fight. I can see like being in the team outfit, but I'm not a fan of like the jeans and the sweater, you know. Like showcase who you are and show up, you know. So, but I'm excited because this whole card's stacked. You know, Haney and Loma, like two top fighters. I think I was watching your podcast. You guys both picked Loma, right?
I took Haney.
Took Haney. Okay.
I took Haney.
I took Loma.
Yeah. Okay.
Loma.
Why is that though?
I don't know, man. There's just something about him, and everyone's talking about the age gap, but I really feel like that's in his benefit. I feel like he's had more experience, and I feel like Devin Haney really hasn't fought someone true like Loma.
Yeah.
He's a southpaw, so I feel like in the Kambosos fight with Devin Haney, like that right hand was there all day.
All day.
But when you're fighting a southpaw, is it going to be there as much? I don't know. We'll wait to see. And I feel like Loma's just so good at like pivoting off of combinations. Like he'll throw 3-4 punch combination and he pivots off to the non-dominant hand. So I feel like that's going to kind of frustrate Devin Haney. So that's why I picked Loma.
And for you, for Devin, it was just because of who he is and he's a champ, or?
No, I mean, Haney has all the confidence right now in the world. He's skyrocketing, and I think he's getting better as the more fights he has. I mean, you look at the first fight with Kambosos to now, and whenever he fought Diaz, it's just like I'm watching two totally different fighters right here. But I think Haney likes to fight off of the points, and I see it going in a decision, but pretty dominantly for Haney.
What made you guys get into fighting, like combat sports?
So actually, my dad, he grew up doing judo.
Oh,
and
that's badass.
So he was actually lived at the Olympic Training Center, was on the Olympic team. Unfortunately, he broke his leg like a week before the games.
Oh man!
But so they brought him back. They wanted him to coach, and around that time they started like a kids program. And I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and I was like, Dad, I want to do that. Like I want to do that, because I'd watch him coach or whatever. And then so I finally started doing judo. I did it for probably 4 years. And I was actually pretty good. I was bigger than every kid. I was kind of chunky when I grew up. I don't think I lost for like 4 years. Like,
no way.
Yeah, I was doing good. And then kind of around that time, all the guys that he knew started transferring over to MMA. And then that's when the UFC started becoming a thing. And so a lot of his friends transferred over to MMA, which made us start to watch MMA. So we really just started watching MMA, and then we were like, man, this boxing stuff is cool too. So then we're like kind of venturing off into boxing.
Yeah, for
as
sure,
well.
for sure. Yeah. And boxing's on the rise right now. We were just talking off camera. It's like, finally we're getting the fights we want to see.
Yes.
You know, and it seems like this. I hope this trend just keeps going and going and going, because, you know, we were talking like they haven't officially announced, but I think Crawford and Spencer fighting July
Yes.
20th
About
from what
time.
I'm hearing. So it's like, let's just keep it going, and I'm hoping we'll get that Canelo Benavidez fight as well.
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's
that is the one.
That's gonna
But
be a
I
good
saw you
fight.
guys with Cejudo though, right?
Yeah.
What how was that like, man? That seems like a
That
cool
was-
experience that whole week, right? For fight week.
It was phenomenal. I mean, I have so much respect towards fighters now just from being with Cejudo that week. Like, watching him weight cut and watching all the other fighters in the room weight cutting,
Yeah.
it's brutal, man.
It is.
And it just makes you appreciate the sport and appreciate what they're doing just for our entertainment.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to see really what goes on behind the scenes and doing all the media and actually up to fight day. So pretty dope.
I think a lot of casual fans need to understand what the fighters go through.
Yeah.
Especially like not just the weight cuts, but just all the sacrifices they make leading up to the fight. All they see is them fighting, and if they lose, and they make fun of them. But it's like that guy just put in like 2 months of hard work and commitment, and like neglecting the family and everything just to put on a show for you. So yeah, like that's part of like what we need to do. Spreading that message, and letting people know like what's going on. But
Yeah, it was kind of crazy for Henry. He just had like a 1-year-old daughter, and he was like talking about. I was like, man, like I've missed out on so much already early in her life. So it's hard. I give, like he said, 100% respect to those fighters for what they do for us. It's crazy to see.
yeah, so you guys seem like you bond a lot, like really well,
Yeah.
right?
We do.
Not on the golf course as much
Oh,
though.
no, I'm
Very,
golf-
very
golf-
competitive.
Yeah, we're both pretty competitive.
Do you guys play other sports too, or is it like mainly golf? Or
So we actually grew up in Colorado Springs, so we were big hockey and football guys.
sure.
And
Yeah.
we actually moved to California about 6-7 years ago, and I was super into hockey. Like, if we didn't move to California, I would want to go to the NHL.
where in
1000%.
Colorado?
Colorado Springs.
Dope. Yeah, I used to snowboard there. My brother lived in
Okay.
Westminster for like
Oh, yeah.
16 years.
Yeah.
So
Oh. It's about an hour
Broncos,
away.
Nuggets.
Broncos? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nuggets are doing good.
Yeah. I can't wait for the game tonight.
Yeah, game
But
two's tonight.
Yeah. I got mad love for Colorado. I used to go out there and go to Copper and Vail and Colorado
Yeah.
Springs, and sometimes Aspen. We go snowboarding. So
In
once we get the
February,
trip.
we were in Vail, and we went to Breckenridge. We were in
Breckenridge, I've been there
yeah.
too. I love it up there, man.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just there's something about the mountains up there. It's just different.
It's so peaceful and
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
relaxing. It's actually funny. We snowboard more living in California than we did in Colorado.
Yeah. I mean, I that's what's cool about Cali too. Is like you're kind of close to Big Bear too. So
Yeah.
it's like you can go to the beach in the morning and go
Snowboarding the
Yeah.
next day, and
That's
then go to
what's-
the golf course the next day.
That's what I'm saying. Cali's fun, but yeah, man, I got mad love for Colorado. Like, I can't wait to go snowboarding next season. I missed this whole season just because of all the work, but I'm not gonna miss next year. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of went a little late into the season. We want to go actually right around
Yeah, like
December and
December and January. is
Fresh
probably the
powder?
best time to go.
yeah, fresh powder.
course.
What's San Diego like? Do you guys love it there? Or?
Oh
It's-
yeah, San
it's
Diego's.
awesome.
I mean, it's the spot. The weather's always nice. People are friendly. There's a lot to do. Like you say, you're 2 hours away from Big Bear, so you can go to the snow. You can go to the beach,
and you
and
have everything to do.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was honestly probably the best move that we could have ever made.
yeah.
for our
San
family.
Diego's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So-
a
And
tough
Vegas
change,
is
though.
next.
yeah.
I
Maybe.
think maybe, hopefully one day.
I think that would be great. I mean, especially for what you guys are doing, and I know you're gonna grow because I totally like watch your shows. I'm like, these guys are next. It's like, this is the Mecca. Everybody comes here, whether they live here to train or they fly in to train. It's like this is the best place to get the interviews and get them to come in without like bothering their schedules too. So
Exactly.
yeah, because I'm sure it's like a little tough to get them to come, but
yeah, 1000%. It is
Yeah.
pretty tough trying to get guests to come whenever they're here in Las Vegas, but we actually do kind of do part-time here for our shows and part-time in San Diego.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, in the hotel rooms, right?
Yeah, in the
I think that's
hotel
cool. Like
rooms.
those are cool sets, and it's different, and like that's kind of what you have to be is like kind of stand out, So
Yeah. Thankfully, we have a great team behind us. And without them, like we would be nothing. So they handle all that stuff. All we got to do is focus on ourselves and focus on being the best
Yeah, for
podcasters
sure.
we can be.
Yeah, and you got your family out here too.
Yeah,
showing
family is
love.
the number one support.
Yeah, they're so nice, man. I love it. Yeah, I
they're
love it.
awesome.
That's a great dynamic and keep it all together. And I'm sure it pushes you guys, right?
Oh yeah, 1000%.
What's the bigger picture with everything though? What are you guys envisioning?
I think the bigger picture would just to have a Burn Factory brand that just symbolizes everything. One of the things that we really want to do is build our own like performance type center, like almost like, so my dad trained at the Olympic Training Center. You got free food, you got board, you got pension money, a couple $100 a month, whether to food or to school. And we just feel like there's so many fighters in these countries like Brazil, like Mexico, over in Ukraine or wherever, that have all the abilities in the world to be a champion, but they just need that little bit financial help. So in the future, hopefully we can build a performance. No, we will build.
Yeah, manifest it, baby. Let's go.
Hopefully it is. I am going to build it.
We're going to build a performance center, probably in Brazil. So
no way.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That'll be the spot for it.
I love that. There's a, and I'm blanking again because I just talked about it like 2 weeks ago with Brian Mendoza, but there's 2 gyms in New Mexico. So they have like a really bad drug problem out there. And there's a lot of fighters. So I can't remember the name, but there's 2 MMA spaces where if you get free training as long as you take care of the facility, and you can live there as well. So they have bunk beds and a cafeteria and all that. So like that is amazing because that's like very rare. That's like one of the only 2 places I know that do that. So something like that I think is major, especially in Brazil. Like jiu-jitsu is big out there too. So,
yeah, and we're to everyone. MMA, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, boxing. I mean, everyone is welcome, and that's kind of the message that we're trying to push is like everyone is welcome. You're gonna have the best coaches in the world. You're gonna have the best facilities. You're gonna have the best food.
Yeah,
whatever you can get to help you become a champion.
And is this something you always wanted to do? I mean, you're a little older, so like, is this like a thought you always had of like wanting to be in sports like this and do a podcast, or?
In sports, I'm not too sure, but I've always had like a big heart for people, and I just like do anything in my power to try to help as many people as I can. And now being in this realm of sports and interviewing people and podcasting, like, I feel like my kind of calling now is to help out these fighters, just seeing firsthand what they do on a daily basis. So,
and what makes everything work as you as brothers? Because you guys are brothers, or do you guys, you know, like do you guys have like any conflict at all, or does it work out? Like, do you have an idea and you're like, I don't like it, or how does that dynamic work?
No, I think we're pretty good on what we do. Like, obviously we're super supportive and we always learn from each other, because you can't be like, oh, you're doing a good job, because then you'll never really get to the point you want to be. So we do a good job of balancing the lines between us, and if I have an idea, I'll share it to him. If he has an idea, he'll share it to me, and kind of so forth like that.
We have a pretty good dynamic, and I think it's just because we grew up so close to each other. Like, he knows me, I know him, and I think we really just make each other better. Yeah, honestly,
I love that, man. It's very inspiring. Like, that's why like I was so excited for you guys to come here. It's because like I watch you guys, and it's just like you get these great guests on, and you bring out a lot in them, and you guys are just so supportive. And you know, I got to meet your great family right now, and it's just like it's so cool to see, man. And it's like I was like, I have to get them on the show, you know. And I saw you guys because you had sponsored the Vargas family and did the interview, and I was like, who are these kids? Like, what's going on? I have to know them, you know? So it's so cool to see, man. But so I'm excited for everything that's going to happen. And, thank you for coming on. And, I hope we can do this again, and we can
do it. For sure. We'll have to get you on our show now.
No, anytime. And I know there's going to be some bigger plays and stuff with all the events that are coming up and what we're trying to do. And I want you guys involved in everything, man, because you guys are just really inspiring. And, I would like you guys, can you give a shout out to how they can find you?
Oh, yeah. So you can find us on all social media platforms, Burn Factory Podcast. That's Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, all of that. Burn Factory Podcast. So check us out.
Merch.
You got
the merch already.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Rock
Thank you guys for coming in.
Of course. Yeah, we got a little crew neck and a hat for you guys. Enjoy it. Rep it loud.
Wear it proud.
Maybe we'll get some Venom headed our way as well.
Oh yeah. That's a given, man. I got you guys, man. We'll set that up. But
well, thanks for having us.
Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate
it.
I know you guys. This is so cool, man. Yeah, I'm just like looking at it. I didn't really get to look at the detail. But,
So actually, a quick thing on our logo is we were like, okay, we want to do fighting, and my dad was like, well, why would you kind of sell yourself short just staying in the fighting world? And he said, like, kind of expand to everything. So we kind of chose to keep the fighter, but the fighter really represents like the fight in everyone's life. Like every single person on this earth is a fighter. And whether they're fighting through business or school or sports, whatever, like you just have to fight through those burn moments if you want to be somewhere one day. So that's kind of the representation of the logo.
So we're expanding now. We're going to get out, maybe just outside of athletes, but business.
Yeah, everyone.
Entrepreneurs,
Movie stars, singers, songwriters, everyone. So we're trying to cover the landscape because everyone has burn moments. So let's try to figure those ones out.
Yeah, we all do, man. And I'm just thinking about mine. I'm just like, wow, like it's so cool, man. You guys are inspiring. I'm glad you guys came on the show and came right off the plane for this, man. Like,
yeah,
of course.
I know it's tough, and I know you guys got like a busy schedule coming up. You got any interviews coming up?
Coming up, I'm not too sure. I know
We have a few.
coming up.
Yeah.
Henry, hopefully, he's actually out in Brazil right now, just taking some time off. So hopefully he'll
how's
come
he
out.
doing? Everything's good from the.
He's good.
That was for him to come off 3 years of not fighting and to keep up with Sterling like that. I mean, that
arguably could have won the fight.
Yeah, for sure. He was winning a few of those rounds, and like that just shows how great he is as a fighter and how smart he is, And I know he kind of took that, like, he took that on the chin and said, like, I lost, but I felt like maybe he had just a little more training, he would have had it, And now we got Sugar Sean O'Malley versus
August.
Sterling. Yeah,
that's gonna be a good one
It's gonna be
too.
a good one.
I'm super excited. There's so many good fights coming out, boxing and UFC. Like, I'm super happy where combat sports is coming right now.
Yeah, cool. And it was an honor for you guys to come in. Big fans of you guys, and I'm excited to see what's come and the work we're gonna do too. I'm really pumped for you guys.
Always.
It's all coming. It's just the beginning. So thank you so much, Massive.
Thank you. Appreciate
Shout out
it.
to the Burn Factory podcast. You can follow them on Instagram, and you guys are on all streaming platforms too, right?
All streaming platforms:
All streaming
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
All right, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
See ya.